Good Saturday morning. We are currently hiking in Samford Conservation Park and just starting to gain a bit of elevation. We're on the outer path that right now is running quite close to Samford Road, so you can probably hear the traffic, but probably gained like 50 or so meters here, and it's just the temperature change has been really dramatic. Like it's all of a sudden quite warm in the forest. It was nice and cool just a couple of minutes ago, but also my heart rate has gone up as we gain elevation, so it's me that's also hot. Looking to do about 18k today. If I get through about 6k an hour, it puts me at about 3 hours. 4 of it will just be on the roads to and from the park, but then 14 of that will be in Samford Conservation Park. I'm going to go to an area today that I've never been. I've always turned in an easterly direction. It's onto one of the fire breaks and then sort of moved along there back onto the trails that I know. So just wanted to explore a bit more while I try to keep active with this calf injury. I'm rocking a new pair of shoes today. Probably not appropriate for hiking, but the ground's pretty consistent here. I saw these in Rebel the other day, and Adidas Adizero EVO SL, and they really caught my eye, and I didn't really think much of it. And then I went back and read some reviews online, and I can't remember the name of the website, but it's the one where they cut the shoe in half and test the cushioning and the response in the foam, and these got a really good rating. And they said in terms of like responsiveness per dollar, it's probably one of the best shoes you can buy at the moment. So I figured, oh well, I'll give them a try. My Hoka Bondi's had about 1,000 kilometers on them of mostly running, probably additional Ks for hiking and walking. So they're now my yard shoes, and these are one of my pair of running shoes. Feel like clouds, so that's a nice start. But I tend to find that all new shoes feel like clouds the first time you wear them, especially if they're plush. But yeah, we'll see how today goes. I've been clearing spider webs because it's only just after 5 a.m. so I saw some cars parked in the car park, but I'm guessing they haven't really started just yet. It looked like they were bringing in mountain bikes. It'd be a bit too dark, but it's dawn now. Dawn is about 5 a.m. and then sunrise is at 5:30. So yeah, the forest is starting to get flooded with light. It doesn't look like there's clouds, so it's probably going to get hot pretty quick. I brought my headlamp to try and so that I could reflect it off spiders to make sure I didn't really enter any big webs. And the first spider was in my driveway at home, and it was enormous. I should have recorded it, but I had to clear it because the kids will be up and I don't want them potentially interacting with it. So it's probably building a new web just where it was, but hopefully not. Anyway, we'll check back in a little bit. Oh, actually I might keep rolling here because I think there's a bit of a vista coming up as we turn in a northerly direction. You'll be able to see that I'm back up against Samford Road. I've had some mates come up here from the other side of the park. Yeah, there's the road. It's all been redone recently to make it safer. Most people are pretty safe along that road, but some people get a bit aggressive. Alright, I'm going to keep trekking here, and I might put it on for the new sections or anything that I see is a bit quirky. Alright. This is a section I haven't ventured to historically. I'm a little worried it's just going to be the road for a bit here, so we'll see. Or which side. This one's less likely to slow me down, I think, unless I trip. Yeah. Looks like I'm going to be hugging this road for a bit. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Well, we turn in a little bit here, so hopefully. Ooh. I know this camera's not doing it justice, but that is a fairly nice vista all the way out to the ocean, Moreton Bay. Can you call the morning the golden hour? Lots of lovely colours in the sky. Don't even know if I've driven on this road. Maybe. Alright, we'll pick it back up when it's a bit nicer. Again, it's not the nicest in terms of the actual route, but some really good viewpoints here. But evidence of people driving too fast and skidding out of control, and I'm not particularly that comfortable with. Being on the road this early. You know, people tend to take back roads if they've been drinking and driving, so. Oh, there's another entrance, I wonder. Still doesn't really seem to be an inn yet. I'm sure people who are familiar with this part of Samford Conservation Park probably have a whole host of alternative routes. I think we turn up here and then eventually we join onto this transmission line corridor. Again, oh yeah. Very pleasant. Alright. We'll turn back on when it's not road. So we just turned in an easterly direction and we are dropping pretty quick. The ascent that probably took me about 40 minutes to climb is almost gone. I think again, yeah, we're going to join a transmission line in a bit here, but it's just not there just yet. Pretty neat to live down here. Wait. I think that's my key. Yeah, I'm going to join it now. I think it's happening. These maintenance lines can be really steep. I think it's the Koala maybe? I guess the Koala bushland. It's got a lovely walk in there with a really good view toward the city, but you don't actually see it because there's a lot of hills in the way. But you are looking in that general direction, looking towards Niagara Dam and the Gap. But it is incredibly steep. So if the morning conditions are a bit iffy, the way out is pretty treacherous in terms of there were times where I just could not slow my body, so I had to sidewind the path and essentially line up with a tree and just run toward it, or try to walk toward it, but ultimately end up running because it's so steep, and then you just use the tree as an emergency brake. So I haven't done that one in a while. This was when I wouldn't be wearing these shoes. This was when my knee was still a bit tender, so I probably got it. I wonder if I filmed it. I don't know. It looks like it's going to happen right now. Okay. Yeah, this is steep. Maybe not too bad. Did it. Whew. Good. Looks like the map actually, yeah, circumvents this. People don't actually want to come down. I'm not running, so I need the extra challenge to get my heart rate up, make it worth my while. Here's another section that's just as steep. I was a little surprised. I mean, I always thought these were for light vehicles. They're the width of one. Figured when they come in here to burn off and prepare for fire season, it's you know, you'd need a light vehicle at least getting around. Can't wrap my mind around how they make it over these. Seem far too steep for me. Guess they must just be very capable. Easier to run those as opposed to walking down them. Maybe if I lost a few kilos I could slow my body. About to turn south soon. I'll switch off for now and pick it back up in a... Alright. So we're heading back into the park proper now. Turned into a southerly direction. So this is not following a transmission line anymore, which hopefully means that it's a little more user-friendly. 7 k's in on 18 k's, so 11 to go. Feeling pretty good, feeling excited that I'm exploring new terrain. Again, I've spoken about this before in my videos, but it's just another reason for me to remind myself to be grateful for where I am. Sure, it's not the prettiest, but I'm also 30 minutes away from Koala National Park. I can actually run into it technically within 20 minutes through Bellbird Grove, through Upper Kedron. So there's a 2k walk from my house, and I get to enter this conservation park, which continues to give me new experiences. So pretty good. Fair bit of climbing right now, so I'm out of breath. My calf actually feels good. I had to move with a bit of pace just a few moments ago, as you saw, and it's holding up. Wouldn't have been using my calf muscle too much on the downs, but I kept the momentum going up the uphills, and that twinge I felt a couple of weeks ago isn't registering. But I just find this is the tricky moment, because you lull yourself into this sort of feeling of, oh, maybe I'm better again, maybe I can get at it. Oh, there's a koala. There's a koala walking on the track. Oh, he's about to go up a tree. There he goes. Oh, there's a puppy dog. Initially, here he goes. He'll go to the other side and keep out of my line of sight. I can see his ear. He's just up there. Morning. Hi. You're cute. Have a nice day. Wow. Unless you're one of my ecologist friends, that and you know for the signs to look for, that's a bit of a treat. And we've just got a little wallaby up here on the path, so getting the full experience. He's gone. He or she's gone. Wow. Now, on that occasion, I had a fairly legitimate reason to go on a tangent and have my line of thought interrupted. But what I was saying is, I'm at that point now where, yeah, it's been 2 or 3 weeks since I accepted that I was injured and I needed to ease off, and it's already starting to feel, well, it feels good in a way that there's no sensation of pain, and I find that at this moment, this is where I've gotten ahead of myself in the past, and I'll go back to running and I'll have a little period of time where things are good, and then it'll just flare up again. So I just, you know, a big part of me wants to be running, but just gotta be patient. Problem is, you're technically listening to your body because it's not sore anymore, but your body's giving you the signals through a lack of signals that you can get after it again, and so that's what you do. And then you're walking again, which just made it worse. Join back up here with sections I know well, so now we're finish this bigger loop and then we'll be back on this. Probably coming back here in about 45 minutes or so for the second smaller loop. About to snack on a winner's bar. I'd never heard of these products until I did the Brisbane to Gold Coast ride fairly recently. Oh geez, it feels recent, maybe it wasn't. Late last year I think, October maybe. And they were providing gels and chews and bars for the event, and they're Australian, and I don't know if it'll change, but right now their products, in particular this bar, are really reasonably priced compared to what you pay for other energy bars like Cliff Bar or I've had a few, but I'd say the price difference is somewhere between 10 to 20%, and they're made in Melbourne. They're vegan. This one's sticky date, but at home I've also got Anzac banana bread, and the best one is like salted chocolate coffee. That, they're all pretty good, but that one is by far the standout. And I'm trying to do what I used to do as a kid, and I saved the best for last. So I'm eating the other ones first, and then I grab a salted chocolate coffee one when I want a treat. A lot of the time I just have it at home because they're so tasty. But anyway, I've been really enjoying them. So perhaps when they get popular, the price point might go up, but for now it's pretty reasonably priced, and I don't think there was a sale or anything, so I think that was the RRP. Anyway, shoes are holding up. That's what you'd want. But yeah, they feel pretty good. The sole of or the base of the shoe is like the rubber's made by Continental, so I assume that's the tire brand. But seems pretty pretty sturdy. It's there's no nodules, it's just like a flat, grippy material. So again, it's not the best for these conditions, but here it's you know, these sections aren't too technical. You can go pretty quickly. Anyway, check in a little later. That's what the bar looks like, and it is delivering on flavour right now, though I am rather peckish. Just ran into one of my mates who I see out and about every now and then. He's often in the trails or on Kedrell Brook, and just told me he's training for the Bigfoot 200 miler in Washington State, so that's 6 months away apparently. But, impressive, pretty inspiring stuff, so hope he does well. Alright, we're going to wrap this one today. Got about 4 or 5k to go, but I'm just going to put my head down and power through, get it done. It's been a beautiful morning, great walk so far. Yeah, relatively pleased with how I'm feeling, so enjoy your day.